So I had this VR type of first-hand point of view for the war that's supposed to be coming to America soon. In Luke chapter 21 verse 9, he tells us you will hear of wars and commotions, but do not be fearful of what's to come, because these things must come to pass before his return. So this is just to make everybody aware. He already said that nation will rise against nation and kingdom versus kingdom, but then later on in chapter 21 verse 34, he says that we need to take heed. We shouldn't be focused on partying, drinking, and the cares of this life, so that we can be ready whenever the day comes unexpectedly. And he says that it will come as a snare upon everyone who dwells upon the earth. So we always have to be watchful and praying so that we may be counted worthy to escape all of these things that must take place. And in Psalm 91, he says, he who dwells in the secret place with the Most High, those that seek refuge and fortress in the Lord and put their trust in him, he'll deliver them from the snare of the fowler. Also protect us from the perilous pestilences that are coming about. COVID and monkeypox have started back up, so he tells us not to be afraid of what's to come. So in the dream, I was surrounded by complete strangers, and I was at this party at this house outside in the yard, and everyone around me was just eating, drinking, dancing, having a good time. And then out of nowhere, the host of the party, he got on the mic and he said, "They're coming." It was like an announcement. He got off of the stage and started walking through the crowd, and as he passed in front of me, I stopped him and I asked him, what did he mean, they're coming? And he said, the people with the guns. And he had passed me up into the crowd, so I continued to just walk around and observe and everything. And then a few minutes later, he came back and he said, they're here. And everybody started looking around confused, and then gunshots started ringing out. And you started seeing people fall to the ground, and people were screaming, and everyone just took off running in different directions. As soon as I started seeing the bodies hitting the ground, I took off running the opposite direction. So I got to the end of the driveway, and there was this fence leading into the next yard. And so I looked over the fence, because I was going to jump the fence, so I run around the fence to get to the next yard, and they had gunmen running from that direction too. I saw two more. So I had turned back around, and I went the direction I had just came, and I bumped into this young dude. He was about 18 to 20, and he pulled out this gun on me trying to shoot me, thinking I was one of the enemies, but we were both just running for our life. We were both just bystanders. But we wrestled with each other over that gun, because I didn't want him to shoot me, and I grabbed the gun out of his hand. And so the guy was like, don't shoot, don't shoot. And I was like, I'm not gonna shoot, but you don't shoot me either. And he said, okay. And then I handed him the gun back, and he took back off running, and I went back the direction I was going. And I knew that we both was just trying to make it out of there alive, because there was bodies bleeding out all over the ground surrounding us in this yard. So I keep going, and once I was about to turn the corner, I heard footsteps coming from around. So I was looking around trying to see, what can I do? What can I do? Where can I go? And there was nowhere to go, so I just dropped to the ground on my stomach, and I laid there, and I played dead. Like, I had to really think on my feet and think fast, so I just turned my head away so he couldn't see that I was still alive and breathing, and I was trying to hold my breath. So a few seconds passed, I could still hear the footsteps getting closer and closer until it was right above me. So now I'm just holding my breath still, and like I'm running out of air. So I woke up, and I could not breathe. Like, I was actually holding my breath in real life, because the dream was that vivid. And that's what caused me to wake up, because I was actually running out of oxygen in the real world. Of course, my heart was beating all fast, and I was realizing like that was all a dream. But he allowed me to experience that and witness that terror, because whenever the elect is on earth, even though we're going to be protected, we're still going to be witnessing death and all the terror that's going on in the world. Psalm 91 verse 7, it says, 1,000 may drop dead right next to you, or 10,000 may fall right at your side, but nothing bad will happen to you. That's why it's so important that we repent and turn to Jesus in this time, because you want to have that coverage whenever the judgment is coming on earth. And along with the war, there's going to be a famine in America, so just make sure y'all are racking up on non-perishable foods and bottled water in this moment while it's still early.